All right. So we're going to talk about solving trig equations algebraically. So we're going to deal with problems like this. So by this point, you should be comfortable with the unit circle and you should be able to pinpoint some of these and solving these without much problem. So we're just going to build on your understanding to do this. So we have sine of 4x is going to equal a negative radical 2 over 2 divided by 2. Okay. The biggest issue is that we have a sine of a 4x rather than sine of x. But I'm going to think about it the same way, and here's why. I know the 4x really just like horizontally compresses my graph, but it's still the same behavior of the oscillation, right? So because I know it's just a horizontal compression, I'm gonna deal with that for later, and here's what I'm gonna do. If you notice, the title says algebraically substitution part 1. Well, here's where the substitution comes in. I'm going to think about that for x as a u. It could be some other variable you choose. Choice is yours. I just normally use u. So this is really asking me where sine of u would equal a negative radical 2 over 2. Right? So I know that between 0 and 2 pi, typically sine is equal to negative radical 2 over 2 in 2 spots. So it's negative radical 2 over 2, so I know it has to be pi over 4. But I want sine to be negative, so it should be at u equals, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I did that, 5 pi over 4 or 7 pi over 4, right? But like I said, that's only between 0 and 2 pi. That's where I have the solution. But I didn't specify that I only wanted the answer found within that interval. So I have to generalize it. And typically, well, for the red part, sine has a period of 2 pi. So like I've been doing all this time, I could say that u could equal 5 pi over 4 plus 2n pi, or u could equal 7 pi over 4 plus 2n pi. Right? So I'm pretty much done at this point, right? Except my answer is in terms of u, and I need my answer to be in terms of x. So going back to the golden rule of substitution, I'm going to replace the u with the 4x instead of replacing the 4x with the u. So that means 4x needs to equal everything I just wrote. 5 pi over 4 plus 2n pi, 7 pi over 4 plus 2n pi. And I don't want to know what 4x equals. I want to know what x equals. So as a result, because I recognize this as a horizontal compression, I'm going to go ahead and divide everything by 4. And because I'm going to flex my fractions, dividing by 4 is the same as multiplying by 1/4. So 5 pi divided by 4 divided by 4, aka multiplying by 1/4, would give me x equals 5 pi over 16 plus 2n pi divided by 4. Well, 2 over 4 is just a half, so plus n pi over 2, or 7 pi over 16 plus n pi over 2. And that's it. So whatever is inside my trig function, I replace it with the u. I solve it like I normally have been doing. Normally, would do. And then once I have my general solution, I'm going to then replace the u back with what was originally in the parentheses and take it from there to solve for the actual value of x.